bro. I'm telling you.
All that shit, dude.
Xenophobic bastard, this Tiki guy, man. It's
Dude, I wish he got that tattoo on his face so he could just say, fuck y'all.
Do it live, man. Fuck it, let's do it live.
Yeah, I mean, we live right
I'll write it.
PFC. I'll write it. Fucking thing
sucks.
PFC 270 Premier League Match Day 11 review. Big game here. Rivalry action. Arsenal versus Shitpool, a.k.a. Liverpool. Huss is not defend his boys. So Tom is going to throw a beat down on Liverpool, but we'll do our best to keep it palatable. Tom, 1-1 here. Kind of left it late. What are your thoughts?
Arsenal, we about this life. We are about this life. Okay, look. This game was pretty crazy, man. This was one of the most entertaining games all year.
Sure.
The scoreline did end up 1-1, but there's a lot more to the story or to the scoreline. I mean, Liverpool had, I would say in the first half, especially more clear-cut opportunities. Though Arsenal did dominate possession, and we had our chances. I think that the most controversial part of this game, maybe even this first half, is that Mane goal that got canceled out.
What are your thoughts on that?
There was a second phase of play. For those of you who don't know, Mane was initially offsides. This is the one where Firmino tried to chip it over Leno's head, and it hit off the crossbar. Now, after the ball hits the crossbar, that becomes a second phase of play. And at the time when the ball made contact off the crossbar, Mane was onside for the tap and finish. So I know if Huss was here, he'd be wilding. Spilling over himself. Everywhere. Liverpool did get robbed of that for sure. But at the same time, man, Arsenal, we about this life. We ain't no bitches. Like I said, we got heart this year. And that's what I like to see.
You got lucky on that call.
For sure.
But I mean, that's why you need VAR, man. Because to trust one guy, the lino, to see all that happen at once, man, it's almost humanly impossible. Like, you can only watch one thing at one time with your eyes. I mean, they were 2 feet apart. It was a tough call to make, and he just went with his gut, I guess, on that one. Flagged for the offside. That I think that would have changed a lot if that goal counted, though. I think it was almost better. It was better for the game that it was wiped.
And he was 8 yards behind the play when Firmino chipped it. And, like, to be fair, man, he's human. Like, we don't expect that. That's why technology exists, right? Like, to help out these guys do this job. And whatever happened to, like, when in doubt, the benefit of the doubt goes to the attacker. They always say that in the rule book. And it's bullshit, man. Whenever there's a close call, most of the time, the linesman err on the side of caution, pull that flag up. In that case, from his angle, Mane probably looked offside. I think for him, it was when Firmino chipped it over Leno. I think that's what he was calling offside. Because I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a professional ref. He knows about phases of play, especially when it comes to offside, and he's a lino. Like, there's not that much to study. So he's 8 yards behind Firmino and Mane. And when Firmino hits that ball, if you're looking from his angle, Mane looks ahead of Firmino. But if you're looking from a perpendicular angle like we have with the camera, he's clearly onside, man. So they got robbed. But also, I think Arsenal did well. Did well enough, man. They had possession. They, like Tom has been saying all year, they're not going to be soft. But Virgil van Dijk, man, he's fighting to be the #1 striker in the league, dude.
Trying to tell y'all last week, man.
This guy's chesting the ball in the box, throwing volleys. Obviously, that volley was directly at Leno. But just the mere fact that even last week, I think he was caught high a couple of times, like being at that false nine.
But he's one of the best center backs in the world because he can be involved in the build-up phase. He can be an extra attacker for you. Like, you could slot him in a D mid if you really needed him.
Oh, slow down. This isn't me playing FIFA with David Luiz, okay?
Dude, you know what though? He reminds me of Ramos, man. Where there's like just the opposite. You know how Ramos obviously is a defender, beast defender, but sometimes when you need that goal late in the game, and obviously in this game he didn't score, but he had 3 opportunities, man. Leno saved 2 of them. And the third one was off the post. So, like, this guy's starting to show Sergio Ramos qualities.
Man, he's taking a page out of John Terry's book. Back in John Terry, 05, 06, getting goals. He'd average like 6 goals a season somehow. Always with the headers, corner kicks. But he does play like Ramos. He definitely has way better foot skills. than John Terry, man. He's got that Dutch, system in
All
his
right,
blood.
enough about Liverpool here.
Liverpool, there you go. You love him, bro.
Listen, bro. I know, Tom. You're a day one Liverpool fan. You're a Gerrard guy, but we got to talk about Alexander, like a blood clot Zet, literally a legend. Nah, I'm just kidding when I say that, but that's a classy finish. I mean, that's just like that's an awful situation. He's like, you know what? I'm a big man. I'm gonna put this in the back of the net.
Big man, big Mets.
He's literally, and you know what? He's had a very awkward start. I want to say. I think awkward is what I'd like to use at Arsenal. He comes in.
It's Wenger. That was all Wenger's fault.
No, even this season, Tom. Even this season, Aubameyang has been killing him, dude. Aubameyang has been killing him as far as goal output. Like, I had him in fantasy, so I've been keeping a close eye. As far as his play, Lacazette is playing well, no question. But like,
all I'm saying was, look, he should have been starting when Wenger purchased him. When he did, he should have just been starting. Like, right, we needed a striker.
Sure.
The purchase was there, and he babied him into it, and that set him back. Like, imagine he started, he would have shown his quality, and he would have been on his second year now, flowing. So, like Lacazette's a quality player, man, and like, I agree with you though. Like, that goal,
yeah, that goal is class. But he took basically the month of October off. He scored 2 goals on the 7th. And hasn't scored since. And yesterday was when he scored again. So, like, he took basically October off, which is fine. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make him a bad player. But he was a little bit quiet. So, I don't know if it goes all the way to Wenger or just he might be a streaky forward. You know?
He's a hot, cold kind of guy. I never really rated him coming from Lyon. I know he scored like 100 bajillion goals.
Bro.
He scores. No, don't get it twisted. He scores. He gets you buckets, gets you ducats, as the kids would like to say.
That's right.
But, I mean, like, there was a lot of times last season, Wenger, you can say that. This season, he started off on the bench in favor of Aubameyang. But, I mean, Emery's got a system with them two working. Aubameyang has got to do a lot more work. And, like, think about that for a second. You're a striker. You come into a club that you like a big club. I mean, the top 6 side. Maybe not as big of a club as some, but still a top 6 side coming in. And then like by January, like they've already signed someone to play. But like think about it, they signed someone who's arguably better than you in that position. Maybe not a better finisher, but overall as a player, he might be better. And I think he's responded well. That's the thing is like
because they're both playing together, Snacks.
What was that?
Like that's what Wenger wasn't doing. Like you have to play these guys, play your best players. Like we're finally seeing it at United too, and I hate to shift this shit too. Play the young, exciting guys, the fast guys, Martial, Rashford, the guys who are gonna change the game. Like you have to, if you purchase, like, and at the time I believe he was like a record purchase, Lacazette. He was after like Aubameyang came, and he sat him. How are you gonna break the record? You make a record signing to sit him on the bench. What kind of shit is that, man?
Yeah,
like,
but
you kill his confidence right away.
But you got to also, it works both ways. Like you signed like we signed Alexis, and it just killed Martial and Rashford too.
Who are you saying, bro?
I am.
How many? Who is it?
I'm just saying, and like I'm just saying,
who?
Like,
who are you talking about?
Martial,
Martial Madness.
Martial.
I love the look spot, dude.
Martial, Tony.
Yeah, Tony boy.
Yeah, and like his confidence was ruined when he came in, and it took him half a season to get that confidence back, if not more.
Look, I don't want to shift this too much to a United.
No, but I'm gonna shift. Hold on, I'm gonna shift it back. Like Lacazette did the perfect thing. Like Lacazette didn't say anything. His agent didn't say anything. He was quiet, sat his ass on the bench. But when his time came, he took his shot, bro.
That's it.
Bro. That's the thing.
Look,
like,
he's a consummate pro. That goes to show you the type of guy he is. But yeah, before we move on, I want to get to these two first. Granit Xhaka, I gotta give him props. Because
your favorite player, bro.
He flubbed a little bit, but he had some really good moments in this game. But to me, the revelations, Iwobi Iwobi changed the game, in my opinion.
Bro,
and
his
Lucas
fast
Torreira,
feet, bro.
guys.
His
what do you guys
fast
think
feet.
of Lucas Torreira? Honest opinions.
Look, Torreira for me is promising, man. He's what Arsenal needed. Is he the guy who's gonna win you the Premier League? Who's gonna, take you on a Champions League run? I don't know yet. It's still too early. I'm not saying he's not.
But he's 0.7.
Nah, bro, you gotta chill. That's red shades on, dude. He's looking good. 22 years old. He's showing the right pieces. I'll say that.
He's the one who makes Xhaka look like a ball. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I can't do that job.
Yeah, we'll see. Look, he had a solid.
Where's
Yeah, what about
Dozy at? Huh? You gonna sacrifice Dozy? You want Shaka
Dozy, he
I've
said.
been
and
saying I
Torreira?
want
You
Shaka
want
on the bench.
Shaka and Gundozi?
I do.
What would you rather?
Respect Dozy's name, bro.
I love that guy. He's got dope names. He's got cool hair. No, I rate him, man. He's young as hell too. But I see what you're saying, Tom. Man, Torreira, he's like he's new to the league. He's new to the team. He's young, so a lot of factors to factor in, obviously. But yeah, his style of play, man, he's a workhorse. You know, he does the dirty stuff that you don't see, the unsung hero kind of, and that's the guy you need. Understated guy who just works to win the ball back. And
you know who I still think is that dude who would just take it to the next level? Who? He's not Idrissa Gana, bro. I see Idrissa Gana at Arsenal in that position, and maybe he'd play next to Torreira, but Idrissa Gana for me, unfortunately, he's older, so I don't know if he'll ever make that move to his top 6 club. And he would be that dude.
He leads Europe, by the way, in tackles per game.
He's a beast.
5.5.
He's a beast, man. Idrissa Gana is a beast, but that doesn't take away from Torreira, man. He's promising. I'm not ready to say he's your Patrick Vieira solution or he's that number 6 solution, but in all the signings you've made for that position, he's hands down the best one so far.
To me, he's a more defensive Santi Cazorla. Like that's
don't disrespect Santi, bro.
Like he's a defensive. Like
Don't disrespect Santi.
He's way more defensive, but he can like move forward. And he's got like his set pieces, man. We haven't seen it yet in the EPL because he hasn't been getting enough time to be on him. Lucas Torreira on set pieces. He's a good set piece taker, man. We saw for Uruguay in the World Cup. So
yeah, very promising cat. I love, before we leave this game, I love James Milner out here scoring for Liverpool, man. That Liverpool front three taking a nap basically this game. Showed spurts, of brilliance, but essentially not really that life-threatening. And it was disappointing because you look at the Arsenal defense who, on their day, man, they were brilliant. You can't deny that. They were brilliant today.
Leno with the mistake, bro. He just patted it straight to Milner.
Yeah, but Milner, man, that technique to basically hit a grass cutter off a bouncing volley, man. How many times do we see that go 70 yards over the net?
Every time.
I think that was his 50th goal, too.
Was it? Yeah, man. He's consummate professional, man. Huss's boy Milner gets it done. But fair result, man. I'd say overall, maybe, if you discount that goal that was taken away. Liverpool, I think, had more clear-cut chances with Van Dijk having 3 just by himself. Yeah. But I think 1-1, I don't think either team feels robbed of this game.
Arsenal looks so much more comfortable on the ball. Remember against City, like we were trying to play it out the back, check with Flubbin.
Well, dude, that was second game of the season, right?
Exactly.
Man, check going down, Leno coming in. It could be a godsend.
We played out of Liverpool's press a lot in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, though, man, let's transition into Man City. Tom, I know Liverpool and City are sort of pace on pace. Obviously, City's 2 points above them. But, dog, you look at this team, Manchester City.
What?
They're probably they're the best team since, like, the United CR7 days, bro. Like, the dominance of this team, and I'm not talking just scoreboard. I mean, they have 29 goals or 20 plus 29 goal difference, 11 games in. But besides that, I think no matter how well you're playing, bro, playing out of that City press is just different than playing out of that Liverpool press. It's on a different level, man. Man City, it drives me nuts. I'm saying they do everything better, bro. So if you're trying to play out of the back against City, they press better. If you're trying to play it over the top, the defense is better. If you're trying to, I don't even know what, dude. If you're trying to counterattack them, they snuff counterattacks. This team is, and it pains me to say, there's so much fun to watch. They play football the way football was designed to be played.
There were a couple instances in this game, man, where Southampton, who, I mean, they're having a horrible year. They scored 6 goals coming in. They got 1 through Danny Ings. Now they have 7 goals, and so far this season, Aguero has 7 himself. I'm pretty sure, or he has 8 now. But there were moments in the game where Southampton couldn't get the ball out of their 18.
Crazy,
like it was like watching a team 3 years old or 4 years old to play against a younger team. Like they couldn't get the ball out. They're making they were keeping possession in the other 18. It was ridiculous.
A goal every 6 minutes.
Great shot with that, dude. That sequence they had when
they didn't score. They didn't score in one of them.
Dude, there were 11 passes in the box.
This is Pee Wee's. Like, this is the Premier League.
Dude, Aguero's out there dragging the ball over, megging people. Like, that was the most insane sequence I've ever seen. And no one took a shot. No one pulled the trigger the whole time.
Pass.
Like, this music was...
Yes, Tom. It was Globetrotter, dude.
Sometimes, though, this should get them
that was playing in the background.
Yeah, but they were doing the behind-the-back passes, dude. It was
no look.
ridiculous, man.
Dude, when you're making people in the box. But like this hurts City sometimes, man. Sometimes they do the extra pass against other opponents. Like this is Southampton, so it didn't matter. But I've seen them make these mistakes where one pass too many, try and be too fancy, and they get caught out. But it doesn't matter, man, because the way they play, it really is the most beautiful soccer you'll ever see.
It's Cruyff.
Any kid growing up, it is the complete. It's the Barcelona system, the Cruyff system, just implemented with some of the best players in the world.
Win differently, guys? Are they able to win differently?
Yes, Tom.
They grind it out. They grind it out 1-0, 2-1. Like they can grind it out. They can play fancy. They don't need Kevin De Bruyne.
How many and this is like a genuine question? How many comeback victories have they had?
They had 2 last season.
But the thing is, they don't
go in the Champions League. I asked this because when I look at Liverpool, to me, Liverpool have shown me this year they can win in various ways. Now, City have been so dominant that I guess they haven't been given the opportunity to show that. But I remember last year when they went in the Champions League and they went down, that's where it's like, are you able to win? Do you have that? Because when you're so dominant sometimes, when you start to lose a game, when you go down 1-0, most professionals can respond. Now 2-0, now it may become something different, you know. So can they win in multiple ways?
Yeah, look, go ahead, Snacks. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries.
They showed that last season en route to a league title. I mean, they haven't really been tested this season. They haven't played a Big Six out, have they?
Yeah, they played Arsenal opening day.
Yeah, they played Arsenal opening day.
And then they got United this weekend.
They were going through their own thing. So that wasn't at like the full strength Arsenal we're seeing now. I think like we saw it last year against Crystal Palace. You know, to be fair, they got like another 3 minutes of extra time that wasn't supposed to be added. Same thing against Southampton. Like they've shown games where like they'll be down and they'll come back and win. And I think the one result I think that you're thinking of where it's like, I don't know if they can win is against Wolves this past season this season, not this past season, where they haven't really they didn't win the game and they didn't really show the grit to grind out the result. But I mean, they won a league title and like they had all sorts of results last season. I know they got bodied by Liverpool. We beat them, and
but look, I hear you, man. And that Wolves result, if we're gonna take away some credit because of Arsenal, that was early. That game was, I think, match day 3, so that was also early for them as well. They were still trying to find their feet. When they play Wolves in the reverse fixture, they're gonna smoke Wolves. We all know that. Tom, to your point, that's a fair point, man. There's no way I can answer that. All I know is they're undefeated. They've played Liverpool and they've played Arsenal. They're undefeated against the top 6. So whether or not for Champions League they'll be able to transfer it, and they lost to Lyon in the Champions League, so they're already defeated. But for me, tasting that defeat early, I think that was part of the danger for Liverpool, is that once they got to that stage, that final stage, and obviously Salah being hurt kind of threw a monkey wrench into their plans, that level of pressure, like you don't know how teams are going to react. And for me, at least, Pep has won it before, obviously with Barcelona, an obvious team to win it. But he has that credibility to say, I've won this before. This is what it takes. And
guys, when it comes to the league, I have no questions. Like they're the champions. Like
we're talking Champos.
Now I'm talking like Champions League. Can you win in multiple ways now? Because that's the next step, right? It's like we've seen them do the league now. Champions.
Oh, sorry. And they beat Tottenham. So they played the top 6 teams 3 times.
Does Spurs even count?
And they're undefeated. Yeah, Spurs counts, man.
Do they actually count, man?
Dude, Spurs counts, man. Like, I know you guys don't like them.
Arsenal is superseding Spurs now these days. If they keep up their form.
Al, you say that if you keep up their form. For the last 3 years, Spurs has been above. Why don't they get credit for that?
Why?
Because they win. I mean, not so much that, Bam. They didn't do anything with it. They can never challenge.
And what did Arsenal do?
Dude, they had a crap manager. They had a fossil like
getting retired, old ass.
Exactly, dude. But like, we're just talking facts here. We're not talking reasons. Like, yeah, of course, Arsenal sucked because Wenger lost his way. But matter of fact, Arsenal sucked, and Tottenham, with less budget, less star players, has played better than them. So, like, for me, I still give Tottenham, and they have no signings, and somehow they're above Man United, who spent a shitload of money. I think they're above. I think they're above Arsenal as well, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, yeah, they're above Arsenal, dude. So, like, and you're gonna give Arsenal the new manager bullshit, but like, dude, they're competing still, man. They're still competing. I'm not saying they're gonna win anything.
With no trophies, keep competing with no trophies.
Same could be said about Arsenal, man.
But to Tom's point about City in the Champions League, they needed.
We won FA Cups more recently than that.
Tom, to your point in Champions League, I mean, they lost to Lyon, and they needed until like the 88th minute to beat Hoffenheim in Germany 2-1. I mean, that was a 1-1 game.
That was a grind.
You know, so that was a grind. But they grinded that out, man. But that could have easily been a draw. That could have been, more draw points for them.
They almost suffer from that PSG Bayern Munich syndrome because it's been that dominant in the EPL. We're not used to seeing this. Like, you guys are right when you're saying this is a whole new level of dominance that was seen from City. I mean, 6-1, Raheem Sterling, guys, this guy is looking like
he's about that
life. Ask, can he play at Barcelona? Can he play at he can play on any team in the world right now.
Bro, so this is the standard I hold young English players to. Sterling did it at Liverpool, big stage, lots of pressure. Those Liverpool fans are not easy to please. He left in the most disgraceful way possible, in their eyes at least. In my eyes, all good. But in their eyes, left in a disgraceful way. He still gets booed to this day playing at Liverpool. He goes to City, goes through a manager swap, plays under the greatest manager in the world, and somehow he's playing so well that he's got Sané and Mahrez competing for a position. Sterling doesn't compete for his position because he owns it. This is the type of mentalities and players England needs. This is the level where it doesn't matter where you go, bruv. At 21 years old, you're starting in a top 6 club. Why? Because you're just about this life. Guys like Loftus-Cheek, who knows? He might be about this life one day. Barkley, who knows? But you got to play at the Sterling level from day one. And my rant about this guy is playing he's the best winger. He's top 5 winger in the world right now and has been since probably December of last year. His ownership in Fantasy Premier League, where it's all about just the numbers. All you care about in fantasy is goals, assists, and bonus points. That's all you care about. 6.9%, guys. 6.9% for a guy. Sure, you can say he's $11, blah, blah, blah. More people own Harry Kane. More people own Salah. He's killing. More people own Aguero. He's killing all those people as far as fantasy performance. His own national team press hates him. He gets a gun tattoo on his shin. Hates him for it.
That's my thing. Is then why is the perception, at least? I don't know if this is facts, but the perception seems to be.
Hey, Tom, your microphone. Hold your microphone a little bit. You're a little low.
Oh, my bad. So the perception seems to be, especially abroad in England, that like Raheem Sterling, he doesn't seem to be that well received. Maybe it was like on the national scale for the national team. But
here's the thing with Raheem Sterling. First off,
here we go. Hot takes next.
I wish the fans could have seen how Tiki's face looked like when he was ranting about Raheem Sterling, because it was just straight up flawless. Like that was like what I need during a rant. That stern look. I don't give a damn. All right. Anyways, to my point, he doesn't fit the prototypical English player, man. Like, and I'm not talking about play at all. I'm talking about personality. I'm talking about lifestyle. Like, even the likes of like Jermaine Defoe, and I'm comparing him to an African American on purpose. Like, he's like I think the word you used was consummate professional. He just goes about his business, doesn't talk a lot. And I'm not saying Raheem Sterling goes out and he's talking a lot either. But I think the reason why he's not well received like within England is because he gets the tattoo of a gun on his shin, because he's a little bit more flamboyant, and like it's stuff
David
like that.
Beckham has mad tats and was.
Thank you, bro. Shit. David Beckham left Man United because he wouldn't stop modeling, dude.
No, and I'm getting some real political nonsense, bro. It's because Raheem Sterling's black, straight up. No doubt in my mind, that's the reason, man. It's because he's doing all this stuff, and it's the color of his skin, and it's not right. I'm not saying in any way it's like correct that he's treated this way. He's a baller, man. He goes out there, he does his thing, and listen, I've been a Raheem Sterling like hater for the longest time, but like, how can you hate on what he's doing?
There's nothing to hate here, man. The numbers speak for themselves.
Exactly. That's
assists up the ass. And look, I get it in the World Cup. He didn't play that well. He didn't. I don't think he got any goals. We got 1 goal in that 3rd place match. I get it, dude, but he was playing out of position. There's a lot of reasons for that, but the mere fact that he's playing on Manchester City, he's an automatic starter. He's more automatic than Aguero because Aguero's out there battling with Jesus. Sterling has knocked that competition out and injuries. Sterling stays healthy, dude. Like, I think part of the reason they haven't missed De Bruyne, obviously David Silva and Bernardo Silva have picked up the slack as far as productivity, but it's literally because you can just give it to Sterling. At least every game he's getting a goal or an assist. One of those.
Up his level. To me,
dude, he's so fast. He's so fast. He's so agile. He's so tricky.
Forward.
He's so shifty, man. Like
he's strong though too. He's strong.
Tom, I think that would be a waste at center forward, man. Like, yes, could you get production out of him? Yes, of course. Mm-hmm. But I think you saw it in the World Cup, man. When he doesn't have that wing next to him or the sideline next to him, or at least the option of starting from out there and making a run inside, when he's starting too central, I think it's very easy for defenders to kind of manage him. Obviously, when he has the ball, magic can happen, blah, blah, blah. He's got the ability. But I think he's most effective
100%
out wide. And then he can cheat as like a false 9 when the ball's on the other side, on Sané's side. Yes,
so like
for sure.
Even as a coach, now you think, okay, I can play him pretty much anywhere across the front 3. Obviously, he's strongest out wide, but if I need him there, I can play him there as well. Like this City team, bro, like De Bruyne's back now. Like, we all in trouble. I don't even know what to do.
out.
His knees. He got fucked up again.
He's back now. He's out for another, like, I don't even know, was it 6 weeks?
Yeah, they rushed him back, man. They rushed him back. Especially, I was surprised when he was playing in that international break. That was, I think, one of his first, like, real competitive games back. He was playing for Belgium. I was shocked he even, like, signed up to go for Belgium. I think it's the pressure of this Nations Cup thing they're doing, but
bullshit.
And then he started, I think, in the League Cup as well. Not this past one, but last week, or was it Champions League? Like,
no, it was I think it was the
Carabao.
No, yeah, I think it was the Carabao Cup fixtures, and that's where he got hurt.
Yeah, they rushed him back, man. This kid, I don't know why they didn't put little cotton swabs around him.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it in a league perspective.
You know what? That's true.
That's true. Level, I mean, I feel bad for him because knee injuries are serious. Like, and that's the one thing you got to come back slowly. If it's the ankle or like it's but knee injury, man, it's reckless by City. But Pep's been known at Bayern, man. He was known. He got fights with the medical staff there. Guy there 30 years quit because of Pep because his mismanagement of players with injuries. So
yeah, his demand.
If he has one flaw, that's probably it for Pep.
Dude, by the way, Sterling is 23, guys. He's playing like a 27-year-old. This guy's 23, owns a position at Man City.
Are you defending him or are you lambasting him? Like I don't...
Sterling, I'm fucking defending him, bro. I don't understand why people aren't on their knees for this dude. I don't get it.
All right, well, I won't go that far.
Bro,
look, when Sané doesn't fucking start, everyone loses their minds. When other young players don't get an opportunity, everyone loses their mind. This guy's the gold standard, man.
He's doing what Mane does or did, for Southampton.
He's even fucking better than Mane.
I'm just saying he was doing that shit, and everyone's Mane. Oh my God, Mane this, Mane that.
Yeah, dude. No one's like Sterling. This 6 goals, 5 assists in 11 games, dude.
Yeah, you have to look at the team he plays on and the chances they create, but still,
he creates them though.
He does. I'm just saying. Like,
he's that dude. He's not riding the coattails of this team. He is one of the coattails to be ridden on.
His stats reflect that he's just taking every drop from the orange. He's just squeezing the life out of. He's getting every drop out of his abilities with the City team, and with the City team, his potential is being realized. Which is what happens when you go to a team like this, and if you can manage to play.
The guy who stirs the cup, though, like
David Silva.
Easily
stirs the cup.
Easily.
That's the maestro.
He
had a banger in this game too, man. He had a rip.
Dude, when everyone's talking about De Bruyne this, Modric that, this what's his name at Christian Eriksen this going to Barca, this David Silva guy, man. Tommy, you said it perfect, dude. He stirs this cup. Whether it's goals, assists, movement to unlock defenses. That position, man, when the ball's on the left side, like Sané Mahrez has it on the left side, and he comes to like that corner of the box, that's his zone. If you guys watch him closely, watch him work from there, bro. That's why Sané unlocks so many defenses, because of his ability to pull strings right there. It's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro, this is scary, bro. We're all screwed, man. Like, forget the league for the next like 3 years, and then when Pep leaves, we'll be good.
So
that's the other question.
Then?
But man, this Southampton game, we can get up after this, but this Southampton game is why I predicted with Liverpool challenging. I knew United didn't stand a chance, but that's why I knew City was always going to be a favorite to win this year. It's no shocker that to predict them winning. It was almost a safe bet to say they would win. But dude, they showed their pedigree. They showed their class. This is, like Tiki said, this is Arsenal 03-04. This is Man U 08 or 99. You know, it's child's play.
What the hell's wrong with Southampton though, bro? They're worse than they've ever been. Mark Hughes looks like he's gonna get sacked. Danny Ings,
Dude.
go out in the summer, you pick up Danny Ings. Out of all the strikers you could have picked up in the world, you're recruiting. You're telling me you couldn't have got a
Well, what's their
faster,
budget like,
younger,
man?
stronger, more clinical dude?
What's their
Like,
budget
come on.
though? You know how much? I mean, they
You're in the EPL and you survive, son. Your budget is good enough. Like, what are they making?
Yeah, but are they spending it like their budget to try to stay up, or are they kind of managing their situation? Let's not forget Southampton's been relegated before, and they've bounced right back up. Like they're not a club who's afraid of relegation. I understand that's a
but
weird
we
way
don't
to
have
look at it.
Remember how we were talking about last year when you survived? If you survived last year, the amount of money and revenue that you made from the TV deals, everyone got a bump up. So,
But
what I'm saying is, who did you go out and purchase?
No, you got to bump up, but you know what I mean. Like it's like getting a large bonus, but keeping your lifestyle the same. You know what I mean? So I think they're preparing for like, okay, we could have gone out there and spent 150 million like Everton did and like West Ham did, but if we get relegated, or 100 million, let's say 100 million or whatever. I think for them, they're being more conscious businessmen where they're saying, look, we survived the Prem. That's great. But if we get relegated this year, that's not the goal, but it's not the end of the world. Like, I know that's a weird mentality.
That's what this gets you because you're halfway in between. You're not committed to one thing.
I think this is just a penalty of them just kind of selling their young talent. I mean, this is what happens. Like, they take gambles on young players like Luke Shaw, Klein,
Mane, all of them.
But you have to have a ready replacement.
And that's the thing is the replacements haven't turned out, man. Like they bought Mario Lemina, and he's the guy I kind of want to single out here. Like Mario Lemina was like kind of on the borderline of getting starting minutes. He played in the Champions League final for Juventus. Then he goes to Southampton and he forgets how to play, man. Like it's stuff like that. Like you say, you have to get ready-made replacements, man.
That ringtone still exists.
Southampton is not. They're not an ideal destination. Like, like the club will always profit. Like, you could go there, be a boyhood player, rock the world, and then Southampton would sell you.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone, man. Southampton is definitely a stepping stone.
Exactly. So how can you convince talent to come there? Like, how can you convince ready-made replacements of players like at the caliber of one?
But that's their system, man. Like that's what you guys are having a hard time understanding. You're thinking, no, but it is. When they bought Mane wasn't this guy who's ready. When they bought Klein, when they bought all these guys, dude, they've been doing this since day one, since Walcott back in the day.
Go out and get Ings?
Because they thought
crazy injury like this man been
look,
out. Like you couldn't have
some guys
better.
Look, maybe it's easier to say that now, but when Ings came on, outside of injuries, when Ings came on for Liverpool, he balled, man. He balled. So like, I think they were just looking for a cheaper
Liverpool dude who's got
Carroll?
signed. No,
who they signed?
He was the old dude. And he played like one game for him, and then he dropped back down, bro. Like, I can't remember him. Fucking A, man. My bad. But
no, it's all good, man. But look, they also
Ings balled for Southampton, though, man. He had the penalty, won the penalty, scored the penalty. He had a header cleared off the line. Like Southampton had a couple chances, man. But I think they had 3 chances. Let's not discredit Ederson. Made some fine saves himself.
Sure.
City conceded chances to Southampton, but Southampton had no possession. They were overrun, but they still had chances, man, which shows you that City are vulnerable. But yeah, I don't know. We done with this game or what?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Shane Long, R.I.P., bro.
Dude, we still talking about him?
Goal scoring record, bro. Come on, man.
He's the worst, dude. Shane Long's the worst. Chelsea 3, Palace 1. Close game here, man, till the end. Very close game. Palace showed a bit of life.
The Palace. Andros Townsend, baby. That's what I'm talking about. This is what he's capable of on his day. That goal he took, man, breathtaking. Best goal I've ever seen. Best player of all time.
Can we talk about
right snacks?
Can we talk about
legend of the game?
Can we talk about how
fake hair?
Can we talk about how Zaha ended Rudiger's career on the run, on the sprint?
Dude, he got him with that skirt. He hit him with a skirt.
Bro.
I don't know if he ended his
It's
career,
not
though,
even-
man. Because Rudiger got beat, but, like, he didn't fall. He didn't body bag himself like, what's his name, Boateng, bro. He didn't end up in a body bag, but he did get got. He got got.
And on the goal, too, Rudiger kind of kept him on sides. Townsend, like, he kind of...
Yeah, look, man.
Closer.
I love Rudiger, guys. You guys can suck a dick. Rudiger, my
He's a
boy,
beast,
man.
No, yeah, I don't know.
He's
Rudiger's
nice.
a beast, man.
Nice. This game,
He had no chance in the Conte for whatever reason. What are you saying?
Yeah, man. Just Zaha's just unreal. He's so good. Like,
Do you know who's unreal?
Don't say it. Don't say it, bro.
Alvaro.
Bro, show us your Morata tattoos on your chest, bro. I know you got his face and then a reflective mirror in the middle, and then his face again on the side, bro.
Dude, whatever happened to the EPL 12-month valuation period? The settle-in period where you get a year to kind of figure your shit out. This guy played in Spain and Italy, Latin countries, so to speak. And he came over to England where it's rainy all the time. He comes over during a tumultuous period where he's got to replace one of their best strikers ever, Diego Costa. And he's got to play under a coach who was absolutely miserable for the season he was there. Part of it is his cowishness. There's no debate. I'm not going to sit here and say Morata's clinical. He's not, dude. He's just not clinical. That's not his thing. But this dude scores goals, man. We give Giroud a lot of credit for the way he plays, the link up, blah, blah, blah. But there's no such position as link up. You know what I mean? He's a fucking number 9. He's a number 9. This dude hasn't scored since June 2018. He didn't score in the World Cup. He hasn't scored for Chelsea since June, bro. Yeah, but that's my point. Why does he... It's bullshit, man. You guys play such favorites, man. It's bullshit. This kid misses opportunities, but he scores here and there, and somehow, whatever, man. This man, he's younger than Giroud, but this man somehow, yeah, he's younger than Giroud, bro. He's younger. Fine, he's a man.
26. You a man.
I'll call him a man, dude. Either way, this man gets less rope than fucking Giroud, who's over since June 2018. Can you guys see this? Can you see this? Bro. And I was a Giroud dude.
Is Morata's cut through the bullshit.
Yeah,
because you blubbering, man. You doing a lot of marshmallow talk right now.
Because I'm fucking happy, dude. I'm happy you guys are opening your fucking eyes to this dude.
Yo, what is good with
Open your eyes to this dude.
It's like the Mars attacks.
Mars attacks.
Is Alvaro Morata the answer for Chelsea?
No, bro.
No.
He's never been the answer.
He's a 2-punch dude. You put another class forward either next to him or competing with him, he'll bump his game up.
I've been saying, look,
no, you guys said he sucked. That's not what you've been saying.
If I've said Morata's trash, it's hyperbole or hyperbole. Okay,
it's pronounced hyperbole.
Yeah, hyperbole. All right.
You had it right the first.
Hyperbole. Okay.
I know he's not trash, but he's been playing like trash.
Look, for me,
now.
He has. There's not up until now.
Well, like
the last 4 games.
Couple games.
Yeah, recently.
He had a little hot streak.
For me, man, the only reason I gave him this much credit, he upset Benz, bro. Benz made them choose at Real Madrid. They're like, you can't start the. If you really want me and don't want me to leave, you're gonna have to send this guy away. They sent him to Juve.
You want that Higuain battle again?
Dude, he got the Higuain battle, and Higuain was like, yo, I didn't come to Juventus for a battle. I just battled Benz. I'm exhausted. If you guys want me, you're gonna have to get rid of this kid. And they got rid of him, bro. Because he was, at the time, he was a young kid. But he was 21 upsetting Benz. He was 23 upsetting, or 24 upsetting Higuain. Dude, all I'm saying is this dude's he's a good player. No, he's not world class. Absolutely not. Go ahead.
Case in point, you can really judge this guy based on one play in this game. Towards the end,
I knew that was going to be it.
Dude, man, his first season last year, I saw him miss breakaways. And again, 1v1 with the goalie, guy top of the box, touch to the right. Why are you trying to scoop him, man? Like, he's nervous. He's like, where's his composure? You're a striker 1v1 with the goalie on a breakaway. And I've seen him make it multiple times.
Al, I'm going to throw an argument in your face then. What say you about Lukaku?
Boom! Let's get it.
I
now
knew
we're talking.
It's the snacks argument. You're using the snacks argument, except you're putting it on Morata. He's got more goals than Lukaku this year. What say you, bro, about our boy Lukaku?
He's in shit form right now.
That's it. And that's the same about Morata. Chip form, you try to be cute on that chip, but you know how chips work, bro. If you pull it off.
Lukaku's track record is better.
Oh, look, this kid played at Juventus and Real Madrid. You know what I mean? So his. Oh, for sure, dude. But Juventus and Real Madrid, this kid did it there. It's not like he was bench riding. He did it at Juventus and
Everton,
Real Madrid.
West Brom, this guy did it.
He wasn't a starter. Like,
he wasn't a starter, but he was productive at those clubs at a young age.
That's why it's slippery. Yeah,
it's slippery. Look, will he ever be top 10 in the world? No, bro. But like you guys, there's got to be room for guys who are dynamic. But Batshuayi is not going to be top 10 in the world. But Tom, you jock him so hard. He will. He's at Dortment right now, bro. He's at Dortment being upset by Sancho, bro. Sancho,
he's at Sevilla.
Sancho, the kid. You mean Robin? Sancho's out there upsetting his setup, bro.
Nah, Batshuayi's at Sevilla. Batshuayi's at Sevilla.
Upsetting.
Valencia, bro.
Yeah, Valencia.
My bad.
He's at one of those
things. Sorry, what's he doing at Valencia? I'm gonna look up his productivity. Yeah, okay. Valencia Batshuayi. Yeah.
Gotham, son.
Fucking Robin over here, bro. Robin in his red tights.
Yeah, listen, man. You guys want to talk about Morata and Lukaku, bro? I'm gonna keep it buck with you. I'm gonna keep it buck 100. You hear it? Listen, man. They're both not good strikers. Listen, Morata can score all the goals he wants against whoever the hell they played today. I don't even know who they played. I don't care. They're both not good strikers, bro. They're both not good strikers. There's a reason why Lukaku's not scoring. It's because he's trash, bro. That's why. He's trash. But in all actuality, like, listen, like, Morata, you got to give Tiki that. Morata had to compete with, like, the best forwards in the world at that time period, with Benzema at Real Madrid and with Higuain at Juve. Like, his track record isn't as good because he's not getting 38 games, whereas Lukaku, his track record's good because he's scoring against the smaller sides at Everton with what is it? What's the word? He's West the undisputed striker. Who's his competition at Everton, bro? Leon Osman, who's like a center midfielder, a makeshift striker. It's that combination of things, bro.
Because look, that's choice. Morata could have chosen to.
But you can't say he's worse. You can't say listen, bro. They're both. Listen, bro, my opinion of both of them, they're both garbage. Whether you agree with that or not, you don't have to agree. But you can't blame Morata for doing that. He was chasing trophies, of course man. I can. He's getting those trophy emojis, cuz he's out here doing the ting. All right? Morata has ambition.
So why don't you blame Loftus-Cheek for not staying at Crystal Palace then? Like, why do you blame the club in that case? But for Morata going to Real Madrid and Juve trying to do the thing and getting the bench, you blame him, bro. Where's your... No, I'm talking Loftus-Cheek or the young players that don't get time at big clubs. You're always quick to blame the club, but they choose to go to those big clubs, right? So in Morata's case, like Snacks is saying, he chose to go to Real Madrid, Juve, but instead of you blaming Juve and Real Madrid for not playing youngsters, you're saying, well, it's Morata's fault. Why don't you say it's Sane's fault? Why don't you say it's...
Because you tried, but then after you fail, or after you realize, man, I'm not going to make the first
But he's 20, he was 20...
That's when you have a choice, and it's like, am I gonna go for playing time, or am I gonna go for a high stakes team?
But he's
where I know I can play, but I'm gonna have to fight to get into the team.
But at Chelsea, he's only fighting Giroud, bro, or Batshuayi if Batshuayi comes back. Like, it's not like he chose to go to City where he's gonna upset Aguero. You know what I mean? Like, he chose the right club. Like, they lost Diego Costa. There was a hole there. And to be fair, man. Snacks, I know you hate both these guys, but both managers, Conte and Mourinho, wanted these two players. So there's something you're missing here, clearly, man.
I think here's the thing, man. Like with Morata, here's something else we got to remember is that Morata played so good at Juve that Real Madrid activated a buyback clause.
Yeah, bro.
And you know what I mean? And like, here's the scenario I'd imagine. Now, I'm not telling you Perez, the president of Real Madrid, is thinking this. He's probably thinking when he buys back Morata, listen, I got Benzema Morata. I got an established, really good striker, and I got this young guy who can be this guy's heir. And to be honest, I don't think Zidane played him enough, and Morata didn't exactly quite make it. So,
dude, and by the way, at La Liga for Real Madrid, 26 games, 15 goals, 5 assists. So this guy wasn't some bum.
I think it comes down to the fact that he's just not made for this Premier League level. Like his game is not made for. It's been proven.
It hasn't been proven, bro. I think he's just been cold, bro. It hasn't been proven. He's been here a year. He's been here a year and a few months. He's had one season. That's what I was asking you. Like, what happened to giving a player 2 seasons? The first season for some players.
What happened?
What happened, bro?
Di Maria happened, bro. When he left, that whole buffer, you give that player.
But that was bullshit. Look at Di Maria. Look at a guy like fucking Depay right now. They're talking about activating his buyback clause.
But I'm just saying, you asked why don't we get that buffer, bro? Di Maria is the reason.
No, it's not the reason. It's fucking guys like you. That's the reason.
In your face, next.
Back then, like 4 or 5 years ago, whenever we signed Di Maria, it seems like ages ago, bro. I was ready to give this guy the mantle. I was ready to be like, yo, this guy is Manchester United. When you look at Manchester United now, it's Di Maria's face that comes up, bro. And even when he had that shit season, and I was like, bro, this guy's fucking garbage.
Why was he shit? Why was he shit? By the way, he wasn't playing left wing, bro. They were playing him center fucking mid.
Hold on. That's true. And I'm not saying like he would like. That's just me saying like, listen, like this guy's world class. He should just be world class.
Might as well just roll into Man United now.
No, I'm just saying like in general,
for sure.
Like, right? And I was just like, listen, like if Manchester United is smart, you keep hold of him. It doesn't matter if he doesn't play a single game next season. Keep a hold of him. Don't sell him because there may be a time when you're going to need Di Maria, and then.
You mean like the last 2 seasons?
You can't keep a guy like that on the bench, man, with the wages you pay.
No, I'm just saying in general.
We got Sanchez on the fucking bench.
Yeah, don't worry about wages. Don't worry about
this game. Send it forward.
Snacks, what's the point?
I'm trying to get to the point. The point is that when we sold him, that whole you get a season to settle in just vanished in that.
No, but that's where we lost our way, Snacks. That's the point. Like you say it vanished, but like it wasn't the right fucking thing.
That's everybody though. That's everybody.
No, it's not everybody, bro. It's not everybody. The good clubs give your players 2 years, maybe even 3 years, and the players understand. Okay, I haven't been performing as much. Lacazette rode the bench to Aubameyang when Aubameyang came in January. Aubameyang scored 10 goals from January to the end of the season. Lacazette could have kicked his feet, stomped his feet, be like, I got signed to be that dude. I'm not that dude. What did he do instead? Put his head down, worked, realized that Aubameyang is there to make him better, man. Like, so this competition thing, it boosts the team. A lot of players aren't willing to compete, and that's a fair point. If a player wants out, he doesn't want to compete. There's no hate there. I have a problem when clubs give you 1 season, especially in this difficult league. That's very difficult to adjust to if you've never played in a physical kind of league, aka La Liga and Serie A, where it's more technical. I say you give each player from those leagues 2 years, man. And there's some players who'll hit the ground running, no problem. But when you see Morata's performances at Real Madrid, if Morata didn't have those performances at those clubs, if he was playing at Leganés and then played at Torino, I could understand why the patience is shorter. But this dude scored 15 goals, 5 assists in 26 games at Real Madrid. He almost upset Benz, bro. I'm telling you, he almost upset Benz. He almost upset Higuain as well. There's something there about this kid. He's not clinical. He's never going to be top 5 in the world. But he's a guy who could help you win a Premier League, dude.
Look, we talk about people who are clinical, man. We're talking about Thierry Henry's, Ruud van Nistelrooy.
No, that's a different level, bro. There's only
Tony Martial on that level.
Listen, as far as clinical, man, like look at PSG. PSG, they have Cavani, not clinical at all. All right,
he's clinical.
He's not clinical. All right,
I'm not going to jump into this one, but Al, I'm with you, but I'm not jumping in.
Okay,
it's a generalization. What's that?
Dzeko clinical?
No,
for Roma, I don't really watch Roma that much, but his
Dzeko not a clinical finisher. Guys.
But hold on.
Man City he wasn't, but I'll give it to you at Roma.
At Roma,
yes.
Ridiculous.
At Roma, yes.
Talking big clubs though, you got Benzema at Real Madrid. Last few years, he hasn't been clinical. Higuain for Juve, he's not clinical really either. He misses sitters quite often. You know, it's not the biggest thing, man, because you're gonna get 2 bites at the pie. But when your team is not performing, like Man United is not performing, and your boy Lukaku leading the line is getting that one golden chance, free header, 10 yards out, and he's not even hitting the frame.
Yeah,
there's no excuse. That's not non-clinicality. That's just cowishness. That is just
agreed.
It's I don't know if it's mentality, it's form. Like there's something wrong, some deeper issue there.
The way to define clinical is you define it as you get a certain amount of chances, and like this is obvious, but you convert on those chances. So like Cavani gets like 15 chances a game, and he scores on one of them. Mo Salah gets like 45 chances a game. He gets one of them. Tony Martial, just as a basic example, no bias included.
Massive bias.
He gets 2 chances a game. He converts one of them. That's clinical. Like
give this kid the armband. Like this kid captain.
Lacazette, for example. to be honest, I don't think he gets as many chances as like it's implied, but he's a clinical player. Like that goal he scored this past weekend against Liverpool, where he just literally made something out of nothing. Even though the goalie was out of position, like you got to give.
But that's bullshit.
Look for me,
yeah. Define it by that.
No, for me,
is Harry Kane clinical?
Dude, for me, clinical.
He averages like 7 shots per game.
Yeah, no. For me, clinical, man, is for me clinical. Do you score the goal everyone expects you to? If you're 5 yards out and you have a tap in,
if you're on a breakaway from half.
If you're on a breakaway, do you finish that more times than not? There are times you miss breakaway. So if you miss one breakaway, I'm not taking it away. Aguero is clinical. If he has the ball 5 yards from the box, 10 out of 10, he's scoring it, bro.
Yes.
Cavani will miss it sometimes.
He's 8 out of 10.
Who?
Cavani.
No, dude.
All right, bro.
Cavani literally has mixtapes. He's literally has mixtapes on YouTube's about his misses, bro. No, Aguero doesn't have that. Suarez doesn't have that. No, bro. But he missed his. He missed his sitters.
Also take into account the amount of goals scored.
No, because that's the chances. No, that's the chances.
I agree. I think it's that and the amount of the totality of what you do. Because if I score 100 goals in a season, but I miss 500 easy moments, I still scored 100 fucking goals.
Yeah, but you're not clinical because you should have had 500, bro. Congrats, you got 100, but you should have had 500, which means the success rate was 20%, bro. That's my point. The more chances you get, the more you're gonna look clinical. But you know who's clinical? Ian Nacho when he was subbing off at Man City when he's coming off the bench. That was clinical. He would get 30 minutes. Yeah, no. All right, that's fine. Let's keep it moving. Martial, you were saying, Snacks, your boy here, doing the work.
The definition of clinical, bro. 2-1, Manchester United, the comeback from the Bournemouth Bonsai, as Tom so dubbed them last week, bro. We're on a run, bro. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself, bro.
All right,
listen, bro. Lukaku, 2 dubs. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, we're out here doing the ting, the dirty ting, the clean ting. Bro, Tony Martial, it's a shame. It is literally a fallacy that he did not get game time over the past 2 seasons because this guy...
He did, bro.
He
did get playing time.
Easily our best offensive player. I don't give a damn. Screw Lukaku. Screw Alexis. Screw Rashford. This guy, Tony, is a legend, bro. A legend in the making, bro.
Hey, guys, if you're listening right now and you want to play a nice PFC drinking game, every time you hear Snacks say, bro, take a shot. Or actually have a shot.
And if
you may not make it long.
And if he says legend, chug a beer.
And if I say Martial...
Kill the bottle, dude. Kill the bottle.
Take a Jaeger bomb.
Dude, Bournemouth had me scared though, man. Callum Wilson getting the early goal 11 minutes in, and before that, dude, United getting carved open like a Thanksgiving turkey, man.
Thank you for bringing that up, Al.
Jose was incensed on the sideline, man. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Dude, just getting the goal they scored, man. Great ball from your boy Frazier, man. Shortest guy in the Prem, 5'4", by the way. Had no idea. Guy balls though. Great ball down the line, Stanislas, ball into the middle. Everyone's so slow to react. Like everyone stepped up, but they didn't look who they were marking.
It was, you know what the problem was? It was Mata, man. Mata should have cut the angle off for that ball to Stanislas. It's hard to blame the defense because when the ball is cleared up, you got to pull up to your 18, and that's what they did. But the problem was that ball through to Stanislas. It was slow, but Stanislas was onside.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I mean? He was onside. So even if they pulled to the 18, Mata literally looks over his shoulder, sees Stanislas, takes his eye off him, looks at the ball. Stanislas cuts, and he makes Frazier look like De Bruyne with that pass. When I saw it, I was like, dude, that's basic angle covering. You can't give him that angle.
Yeah.
And you're catching your defense pulling out, their offense pulling in. To be fair, man, it could have been 4-0 at halftime or 4-1 at halftime for Bournemouth.
Barcelona.
It was
embarrassing.
We aren't gonna do shit if we keep starting games like this. And it's not like, oh, these teams are better, they're fired up. It's basics like closing down, like holding our shape, like man marking.
It's soft ass, pink ass uniform.
Dude, I agree, Tom. Get this stuff out of here, man.
You guys are mad homophobic. It's 2018, bro.
I'm with it.
Did you guys not listen to Nelly and fucking what's his name?
What, Nelly Furtado? Dude,
Yeah, man. I wear
we're
pink.
red,
Real
we're
men
black.
wear pink, dude. Real men wear pink.
Dude, red.
So
I
does
call it,
United.
man. Red's intimidating. Black's intimidating. Even blue's
You
intimidating.
guys got that breast cancer awareness color month.
That's it,
Bro,
right?
put some respect on the jersey, bro. Put some respect on the badge, bro. On the damn badge. If you can't, since you can't see it, listeners, I'm holding the pink United kit. I'm waiting
Boom,
for the
Snacks.
Pogba-
Love it, bro.
I'm waiting for the Pogba jersey name to come in from Soccer Stuff. Shout out to Soccer Stuff from
I'll
Acton.
piss all over that
Hashtag
badge.
not an ad. Bro, listen.
Bro.
We've been talking about Bournemouth a lot. Shout outs to them. They thrashed us the first half hour up until we scored. But from the 33rd minute after Martial scored, we ate them, bro. We ate them. Alexis Sanchez, who can't dribble past no one anymore, still had an impact with the ill assist. Nah, man, I'm done, bro. I can't, bro. We can't. Nah, bro. I tweeted out after the game, bro. If it wasn't evidently clear, Lukaku should never play again, bro. I'm done with this guy.
Look, man, you gotta calm down, bro. Look, fact of the matter, Lukaku's cold. I'm not saying you shouldn't.
It looked like a draw.
No, Tom, it didn't. Look, if you watched it, I think Martial had a sitter. Rashford obviously scored, but had a sitter he missed. Sanchez didn't play too well. It should have. Second half, United had clear-cut opportunities as well. You know what I mean?
Like Liverpool had clear-cut opportunities. I'm saying you just didn't put them away.
Of course, that's why.
90th, it was looking like this was gonna.
Yeah, but we did it. What is it called when United scores late? What is it called? Fergie time. That was our best form. So it happens. Good teams sometimes have to score late. In this game, yes, we did score late, but it's not like we left it late. We were second half, like Snacks was saying, created opportunities, attacking the team, just couldn't put one away until literally the 90th minute. Rashford, we had two balls cleared off the line.
The definition of leaving it late is exactly what you did, is score in the 90th minute. Now, did you deserve to win the game before that? Yes, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
This was the only opportunity you made, and then in the 90th minute, you guys were playing decently well. There's some things you can work on defensively.
For sure.
And, Matic, I think you guys may be eyeing someone to potentially replace him next year.
We already have him, dude. Pereira. Let Pereira play that role. Get him. Dude, I think when Jose gave Herrera a shout out after the game in the post match.
Herrera was brilliant when he came on.
I think in games like against Bournemouth, those are the games you need Under on the field because he's going to grab everyone by the balls and drag him through to the 90th minute. He's going to do that no matter who you play. But you can trust him against man marking certain plays. You can trust him in the big games, but he hasn't been getting a lot of burn. But I think in a game like this, you need that guy on the field. Fred. I think you play Fred almost against a more technical side than Bournemouth. Not to take anything away from them, but I think Fred was a bad call. I think Matic needs a break. He needs to get.
Matic is exhausted, bro.
He needs to get that for a stretch.
He looks like he's been playing. It looks like to the point where he's playing with an injury, and this is the type of game where he needs to come off at the 60th minute. He needs to get the hook at the 60th minute, not Fred. And I mean, I'm not saying Fred blew the world up. I thought he had a pretty solid game overall. I thought Manchester Evening News specifically did him dirty by rating him a 1 out of 10. I thought he was still he does this thing, Fred specifically, when he gets the ball, he'll lose it quick. He loses it quick, but he will work his ass off to get it back. And out of the 6 times that happened.
That's the compliment, yo.
That's such a
man. Listen, man. When Pogba loses the ball in midfield, when Pogba loses the ball in midfield, he just stares.
Snacks. He didn't lose the ball, bro. He didn't lose the ball. Look, there were some. Yeah, a couple of times, but it was a normal missed pass. My pride with Fred is he looks forward first, and he has the ability to beat someone one-on-one and get to that second level of the line. It's first year. I don't expect too much from him. I think he's showing promise. He's 25 years old. He's showing promise, man. It shouldn't be all on his shoulders. It should be on Pogba's shoulders. Matic, like we said, is tied. Dude, he's been starting at Chelsea since almost the first Mourinho run. This guy has got miles in his legs, and he plays that defensive mid position where it's just mainly running and getting into space. He's exhausted, dude. So I think in January, center back, a defensive mid. If you can't get a proper defensive mid, get him in summer. Yeah. Play Pereira as well for rotation.
Play again, man. Get against Bournemouth in form. They're a good team, so he trusts Matic. But against Wolves or Palace,
Cardiff,
especially Cardiff, Huddersfield, Brighton. Play Andres, play Pereira. Let this guy play, man. He needs to play. He needs minutes. He needs because he can play that role. He plays it, man. He gets stuck in more than Matic.
Agreed.
He may not have the wisdom, but dude, this guy can play.
Are you saying Herrera or Pereira?
Pereira.
What seems to be happening with me with Pereira is a classic Oscar situation where he's a more attacking player being converted now.
Dude, he said himself that he feels like he's a number 6. His time in Spain, he can play kind of in advance. He can play in a midfield 3 on the outside, or he can play in the hole as a number 6 straight up. That's what he likes. He pings, tackles, he builds the play, short pass, long pass.
And in
he plays quick, dude. He plays fast.
Preseason too, he started like every game for us, and he was very good at that number 6 position when he played. I mean, granted, it is preseason. We're playing like Columbus Crew and like the Toronto Whitecaps and stuff like that. But still, I mean, that's game time. That's game time. He's getting time, and he played very well at that position. I was actually surprised, like with the form he had in preseason, he wasn't on like. He didn't start the first game, or maybe he did start. I don't know.
Yeah, he started. I think he didn't start, but he got a lot of time at the beginning of the season. I think he got hurt too. That's kind of hindered his progress. But Mourinho likes his trees, man. He likes his tall players.
Yeah.
It's a benefit for set pieces, but
I don't know, man. We're pretty
garbage at technical.
I don't know, man. Without Fellaini in the hole, we are garbage at defending set pieces.
Defending is different. I mean, offensive set pieces. Defending is. Pogba can't defend set pieces. Like for a guy of his size.
On corners, though. He did. He won like at least 2 headers.
But that was zonal. You know, I mean, they moved him away from man to man because you saw the Rudiger goal, bro. He was sitting there blaming Lindelof. Literally, it was his man. Like defensively, on man to man marking on corners or set pieces, Pogba's not that good. Zonally, yeah, bro. Pogba's gonna go and compete for the ball, but
I'll tell you what he is good at though: beating a man 1-on-1 and crossing the ball.
Oh, show. Rashford with the dick trap, bro.
Yeah, that
Rashford he needed that goal like more than like words can describe because. Okay, well, we all went silent there, so I'll keep going. Yeah, he needed that goal. He needed to get the confidence. There's been comparisons recently with people comparing him to the Danny Welbeck of this time because at his time at Man United, Danny Welbeck was very, very bad. He scored like 20 goals in like 150 appearances. Not saying Danny Welbeck is like clinical in any sort of fashion, but they were getting those comparisons. I think Rashford needed to score, especially considering he didn't get to start today. He got to start last week, didn't score, missed an easy chance. I think all things considered, you know, it's a big goal for him. It gives him a lot of confidence going into the next game. It wasn't clean, wasn't pretty, but he needed a goal. Got us the 3 points, and you got to be happy for the lad.
Dude, I can be more happy for Rashford. With Martial going off, getting his goals, getting his confidence back. I mean, Rashford, dude, this guy works. He'll work on the wing. He'll work number 9. He'll give you everything he can give you. So that goal, you know, exercising demons. You saw what it meant to him, man. Jumping into the crowd, like getting the yellow card. And it also, man, it was a winner for us. It was big for the club. Huge. It was huge for the club. Keep this real form going. We need to win every game we can at this point. And huge for Rashford, man. Huge for him to get that goal.
Against 2 informed sides. This one, I think, was away from home as well.
Yep.
So at Vitality Stadium. And I mean, I'm not saying that's that's a very hard place to play, but when they're on the form that they're on, they're still above us in the table. You needed it, man. And Tony came up big, man. Tony came up big again. Rashford came up big. Alexis was pretty much garbage the entire time he was on the pitch, except for that one assist.
Served a purpose, man.
He got the assist.
Created that goal.
Yeah, and that's big for Alexis. I mean, he didn't get on the score sheet. Could have. He almost did. But like that's big for him. He needs to start gaining his confidence back. He needs to get back to the Alexis of old.
And we need to start our defense, man. It's been shocking. De Gea, the best goal in the world, has 1 clean sheet. Like
you guys need to sign like 6 players.
No, apparently we don't need to sign any. In his words, if you guys have been reading the papers, that Jose is getting £130 million to spend in January. And then there's other reports that he's been blocked from getting any money in January. So, I mean, I can understand his frustration, man. Excuse me. Only because this guy knows what it takes to build the team. He was at Chelsea when he first came back, his first year back in the Prem after he left. Chelsea were good. They were as good as they usually are. But they couldn't get out of 4th gear. He said, I need a striker. I need a striker. What happened? They go out, they get Diego Costa. Next year, they win the league. No problem. Cakewalk. Like this guy, if he's missing something, he'll tell you. You give him the pieces, he will succeed.
Sorry.
No, that's just about it.
Yeah, I was going to say that's my beef with him, man. If he was some unproven guy, if he was Pochettino coming to Man United saying, I want ABC, I'd understand why the board would be like, look, you got to kind of earn it with some results. But like, this dude knows what it takes to win. Every single fucking club he's been to, he's won the league. Every single club. So it's like, why not give this man what he wants? But obviously, if you guys listen to the show, we've went well in depth. I think we've had like 90-minute conversations just about that. So we're not going to drill it again. But give the man what he wants, you get results. If you're not going to keep him long-term, then I can see why they're jerking him around like this. But it drives me nuts, man, because it hurts us, the fans. Because we're going to spend another $200 million to build someone else's dream next summer, assuming that, you know, Jose's not there. Like, it's like we're kind of fucking wheel spilling. Zizou doesn't want the job, by the way. Zizou wants a cush job. He doesn't really like the EPL. I don't think he's ready for the EPL anyway. Not yet, man.
He doesn't want to see Pep, though. He does not want to see Pep.
That's the other thing, man. Like, he's going to come in to compete with Liverpool and Man City, two machines that are already built and ready to go. Like, and now you got Chelsea, sorry, out here doing his damn thing.
Chelsea's going to be trash next season. We know how the rotation goes with Chelsea, bro.
Maybe not, man. Maybe not. Look, past results.
Sarri's changing it, dude, because they're an offensive team now. Like, they're dominating possession.
Yeah, man. Past results isn't indicative of future results, man. Just because you did something well in the look at United. We're a world-class team. Look at us now. Just because we have this history doesn't mean we're always going to be good. City always sucked. Arsenal was good. Ladies, now they suck.
Just because he finished early that one time, ladies, doesn't mean he won't be able to stretch it out.
You know what? Well said, bro. Wolves.
Give me that second shot.
Wolves 2, Spurs 3. Man, I'm so proud of Spurs, man. Pochettino out here upset. They're not going to give him money. The stadium's costing $500 million now with all kinds of delays. So you know they're not going to get any transfer ducats. Good thing about him is that he signed Harry Kane to long-term. I think Dele Alli got signed as well. They're saying Eriksen's going to sign soon. So at least his key players are sticking around. The question is, will Pochettino stick around for the long-term play? I don't think so. I think he's too good to be playing with no funds.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Pochettino is a superb manager. It's very unlucky he hasn't gotten a trophy. No, we make that joke.
No, it's not. Dude, this is a guy who's like, oh, the Carabao Cup. It's we're focused on the league, dude. You still won shit. You can't win the league. Win the Carabao Cup. Win the FA Cup.
What has Klopp won, bro? Klopp's in the same fucking boat.
Hey, Klopp has a better team,
dude. But Klopp has been in FA Cup, not FA Cup, Champions League finals.
What does he want? What does he want, bro?
Dude, I'm just saying, dude. This guy invests.
No, in this league.
Dude, he hasn't won jack shit. He's putting his best squads out there. Where Pochettino's like, oh, we'll play the reserves.
No way, bro. Pochettino's putting his best squad out there, except he didn't get any signings. Okay, who's not his best squad? Eriksen's coming off injury.
I'm saying in the past, like the last 3 seasons, he said it himself. It's not a focus of his for all these side cups. He's focused on Champions League and Premier League.
Yeah, because that's what matters. We say United has won 3 or 4 trophies since Mourinho's been there. What's Tom's response? Not the big one, though. So, like, when you have a team like Tottenham, you can't afford to compete for 3 trophies. You got to focus on one. They fucked up not getting that trophy the Leicester season.
Yeah.
But, I don't think it's a bad thing to say, hey, man, like, we don't have the squad to compete on 3 fronts. We're just going to focus on the league. And right now they're in striking distance at the top.
I think Al's point is, like, essentially climb that hump. Get over the hump of winning a trophy. Get that feeling, like we saw with Man City the first year. What they won, like the League Cup, the Capital Cup at the time.
They won the FA Cup in like 2009. They knocked out United in the semifinal. Michael Carrick gave the ball away. Never forget it. But after they won the FA Cup next season, they won their first league title in 30-something years. And then the rest is just ridiculous.
But what about Arsenal? Arsenal's won. Look, it does, but like it's not everything, man. Arsenal's won an FA Cup and then gone back to being 4th. Like I understand what you guys are saying.
Are a different club than Spurs because we have a bigger history of winning trophies. Like that's cool. That's like a little emotional jab, but I'm talking facts here, man. Like
me too, man. When I talk about United, I talk facts too.
There's something to be said about the belief a team gets winning a cup. Like it's different. Like being on a championship team, even no matter like what the cup is.
Look, I think a lot of gas is sorry, Tom.
Because once you get to that stage again, there's an intrinsic belief. It's like
I don't think so, man.
It may not be on that specific level, but I think it really does help. It gives you a
look.
certain
It
belief,
doesn't.
like,
I don't.
hey, we can do this.
I don't think it hurts, but I don't think it edges you as much as people say. We've won the League Cup. What have we fucking won since then, bro? Not a goddamn thing. We took steps backwards. Like, and it's the same players. Pogba was up there.
You haven't won like.
No, Mourinho's won the League Cup, bro. Mourinho won it, not Van Gaal, not David Moyes. Mourinho and Europa.
I'm talking about the group.
No, it's the same group of players. Tom Pogba held the Europa. Pogba held it. Okay. Lukaku held it. Like Europa. Like, and like, look at us this year. It's a mess. There's no belief. Of course, I'm not going to sit here and saying winning trophies doesn't do anything. But I think there's a lot of heat, especially by the media, to say, well, if Tottenham, all they need to basically do is get a taste of silverware, and that's going to motivate them to go to the next level. I think what's going to motivate them to next level is fucking spend money and bring big guns in. Like Lucas Moura, that's a great signing, man. That's a guy who can help you out. I don't know if he's going to win you the league, but he helped beat you. He helped you beat Man United, you know? Like, those are the kind of plays. Lamella's finally back off injury. Son is always out here dishing. Eriksen's linked with Barcelona, Real Madrid, big clubs. You need to keep that going. And unfortunately for Poch, the business of Daniel Levy is not that of spending, man. They're almost like Southampton on a larger scale. You look at, they could have kept Modric. Obviously, you know, Modric wanted to leave. They could have kept Bale. Like, imagine this team with Harry Kane, Bale, Modric. Like, if they had that business mindset of Daniel Levy saying, no, we're not going to sell our best because we want to win the Prem. I think the ambition of outsiders is different than the ambition of the chairman. And that's where we're all having a hard time. And Pochettino came out, was it 2 weeks ago, and was negative about his team's chances for the first time ever in his career. And it sent shockwaves across the footballing world because everyone's like, wait, we thought Poch was a motivator like Klopp and Pep. Why is he saying this stuff? He's losing hope because the stadium's $500 million and Tottenham doesn't spend anyway. So it's not a reflection on the players. Exactly. It's not a reflection on the players. It's not a reflection on the club. It's not a reflection on the coach. It's a reflection on the business. Just like we shit on Woodward. Daniel Levy is the same thing, man. You got this businessman who's counting the fucking beans and not realizing that this sport, you don't own a team to make money. You don't own a team to be rich. You own a team to chase glory. And Daniel Levy has a hard time understanding that, and it's a shame.
Between City and Spurs players, at City, the belief is endless. There's no...
And then what's the difference?
I mean, all possibilities exist.
But what's the difference between Arsenal players, Man United players, and Spurs players? There's no fucking difference, bro. When Spurs plays either of those teams, they're not afraid, intimidated, bro. They're not all of a sudden shrink. When they played City, they don't shrink. Like, it's literally just the lack of investment, bro. When they play in Champions League, they don't shrink. It's quality. It's just the lack of investment.
That is part of winning trophies, is investing in your squad. And that
for sure. Absolutely.
So whatever it takes, accomplishing that winning of the trophy, I think once you have that squad that does get the trophy, it's like, okay, we do believe in ourselves. We have the quality to do this. And I really think it can spring forward certain teams. And
certain teams,
is a young team.
Okay, exactly, yeah. Certain teams, like you're saying, Tom, I say win trophies to gain that confidence because I've seen it happen. Mm-hmm. I saw it with Man City. I've seen it with Jose Mourinho's Chelsea. His first season, they won the League Cup. They won the league that year, set records for points and goals against and all this crazy stuff. But United, I don't think really they have the squad. Like, they won Europa, but there was Zlatan was there. He left, like, it was kind of a mixed match. Like, we didn't really play that well.
That was the only guy we lost, man. We had
Darmian starting. Like, Daley Blind was in there. Like, it was a mixed bag. All I'm saying is that a team like Spurs, man, like, they have set players. When Kyle Walker was there, especially, they have guys for every position that are standout players. Just about. You got, I mean, Vertonghen, Toby, and Sanchez. Are you kidding me? Those three are your center backs. Like, it's ridiculous. They're all class. Goalies world class. The goalie's class. All right, we'll go. But I'm saying if you get
he stumbled through it, dude.
Whatever. He's a World Cup winner. Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, he's fucking Giroud, right, guys? Exactly. He's so good, right?
But, dude, a team like this, if they can win a trophy like a League Cup, Harry Kane gets his hands on some silverware, or an FA Cup, something. I think that with that squad would be a confidence booster and could be a catalyst.
Fair point, man. Fair point for sure, man. Fair point.
To not win a cup with this
team. Fuck him, dude. It's Spurs.
Correction, no, from earlier. Lukaku didn't lift the Europa League with us. He hasn't won a trophy with us. That's scumbag. He's a merchant. He's a mercenary.
Yeah, you're right. They bought him after.
They bought him after Zlatan left. Zlatan was holding that cup up. Zlatan, the legend.
You're right. You're right.
One hand snacks with a one hand hold.
That whole segment and researching.
That's it, right?
But
Dude,
listen,
check out the website LukakuHate.com. Snacks is the fucking webmaster.
The blog.
but listen. Back to the game. I texted in the group. Tiki was the only one kind enough to at least give me some sort of emotion by liking the message. There just came a point where Spurs has turned it on. Lamella out here balling. He came from a big money move from Roma. Didn't really pan out the first 4 years he was there.
Yep.
Coming alive, man. He's coming alive. He scored a nice goal. And then literally, I think their next possession after, cross from Trippier right to Mora's head. Ding! Right there. Top cheddar.
Dude, I've always been a Lamella dude. I know a lot of people are ifs, ands, and buts about him, including my chick. She's like, he's selfish, blah, blah, blah. Lamella's a baller, man. Is he world class? Probably not, dude. I don't want to get carried away. Tom, he's greedy. Him and Son can't play together. I think it was the first ever assist between him and Son. I've never seen those two share the ball. Son is just as selfish, man. He'll pass it to Harry Kane once in a while because he doesn't want to get yelled at. But if there's a 40% chance of him scoring or a 70% chance of making the pass, he's taking that 40, bro, all day, 8 day. But Lamella, for me, man, he's almost like a new signing for this team. He was out 18 months with a hip injury. I think he's papering over these problems that Spurs have. Pochettino knows that as well. But, hey, man, as long as the cracks aren't showing, I think they'll be okay. Are they going to win the league? Hell no. But they have a serious shot for top four, man. Dude, this is their best start in the history of the club, and they didn't sign a single fucking player. And it doesn't I think what's his name was saying, Martino and Robbie Earl was saying, like, it doesn't feel like that because we're not seeing the Spurs of last year, just dominant performances. But you just look at the numbers. This is the best start in their history, and they didn't make one fucking signing, dude. It shows you the spirit of this team. Though. You know why I go wobbly? Because they were trying to rest Sanchez for Champions League coming up this week, and they played Foyth, a youngster, and I still rate Foyth. For me, he's like Rob Holding. I love.
That's not why.
It is 2 penalties, bro.
No, it's because exactly. So the Espiritu Santo took over.
And come on, bro. Come on, bro. So this week you're about Espiritu. Last week you're over there butthurt in your corner, bro.
I was sad. But these two PKs made it real wobbly for Spurs.
Dude, I think they had a goal wrongfully called offside. I think it was Raul Jimenez. he ended up scoring, but I think they called offside.
Yeah,
who played him the ball? I think Heider Costa. I don't know, but wrongfully offsides. Could have been a draw. The Wolves showed fight. They were like, oh, and they came back, man.
Yeah, look, if those two PKs don't happen, it's cute. Wolves is cute. They try their best. Blah blah blah. But
then there's no speed.
Yeah, I mean there was a spirit of Foyth, bro. There was a spirit of Foyth.
And you have to factor into like. They need another central midfielder to pair alongside Dyer, who I'm pretty sure he's just going to ride or die with at this point because he doesn't have much. I mean, like Harry Winks is okay.
Dude, Dembele and Winks is a great pair.
Man.
Winks is a great pair.
Victor Wanyama fell off a cliff after his first season. I don't know.
Man. Wanyama's hurt, bro. Do you research, man? The dude is
all right. You want to talk about
a broken man, bro.
Lukaku won the Europa League with United.
You know what? That shot's fired, and I take it in the chest, bro. I take it in the chest. You're right. But no, Dembele hurt very early in this game. It looks like he might be out a while. One of the Wolves players landed on his ankle. He was out in the 7th minute. Unfortunate for him. I really like this guy so much.
And you know what's funny is you mentioned Gay from Everton.
And man, it's 2018, bro. It's homosexual.
Ghana. We'll call him Ghana then.
Thank you, bro.
He's the Spurs guy. I mean, Dembele's getting older. He's getting up there in age. I'm not saying Ghana has the type of playmaking ability that Dembele has, but I think he would slot in at that defensive mid role. Like,
yeah, he would, man. He's just 29, bro, and Everton's trying to build a program, so I don't think they're gonna let him go. It's unfortunate, man. I really thought this dude was 26, 27. He's 29, going on 30. It's really hard.
Man.
Yeah, it is, man. He spent way too much time there.
Which reminds me, man, like, how come United didn't go for Witsel this summer?
We did, bro. We just couldn't fucking get him. Yeah, man. We went for Witsel. We went for Godin.
Are you sure?
Yeah, bro.
I didn't hear any reports. I mean, how come nobody went for Witsel?
Bro,
No,
United's linked to
Arsenal
everyone,
go
bro. You can't say we're not going after it. We're linked with literally every single
It's-
player that's a registered.
Man United's linked with
footballer.
Sergio Ramos, Christian. They were always linked just for a name, like just because we're the big.
Yeah,
club.
we were linked
Like,
with
it's
Neymar
bullshit,
again this
dude.
summer, bro.
It's so dumb. Like I don't believe any of these reports, but like a concrete bid was never
You know
made
why?
towards Witsel, man. But
Yeah,
that
'cause
would it'd be expensive.
He's 29.
Dude,
Nah,
but
Dortmund got him for
That's-
peanuts,
look,
It'll
man.
be good
Here's
for
my
years.
issue
Dortmund
with
got
this
him for
whole
peanuts.
29
Dortmund
thing.
got Witzel for like on the cheap, and you know what? It may come down to the player doesn't want to come to United.
That
That's up to
too.
them, man.
Godin, they activated his release clause, and he was like, "Yo, I ain't going. I ain't leaving Atletico." So like,
I'm sick.
go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I'm sick and shit. I'm sick and tired of this 29 thing. When it comes to certain positions, yeah, you need to look at age differently. Like it depends. When you're talking about a defensive midfielder, these guys typically age like wine, especially depending on their type of games. Now, the athletic guys who are more defenders, okay, you may need to be a little bit more wary of the age. But you get Xabi Alonso's, Andre Pirlo's, you get these type of build-up guys, and those guys, yeah, they're legends. But you get guys whose games are to essentially switch the ball and intercept and tackle. And that to me is it's a longer prime. You can last longer between 29 and 32 versus a striker.
Nah, look, I understand what you're saying, but if you notice big clubs, they don't buy an older player at the sixth position because at a big club, that sixth position.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, but like the reason I think they don't is because that sixth position is usually the workhorse of the team. When Real Madrid bought Essien, like after his Chelsea run, he was finished. When they bought Las, he was finished because all your legs are gone. Like so, you try to identify young number sixes. Schweinsteiger was done for a long time before he even came over. But that at top clubs like Casemiro, when he's done, not even Casemiro, what's his name with the mohawk he's at Barcelona. Yeah, he's toast. So like he can't even start that. So like.
But he's more 20, of a box to box. I'm not talking about a box to box.
Okay, but let's go back. Let's go back to a number 6. Yeah,
Steven Zonzi is a guy who Arsenal, for that reason, he's 29. His release clause was around 35 mil, 37 mil, and Arsenal were like, no, we won't get this guy because he's 29 years old.
Yeah, but look at
exactly the player we need. You know,
I don't know if he is. No, Torreira's the guy you need. You need a pit bull who's in there, basically pulling in a Kanta.
Guy like that.
No, you don't. You really don't, man. Because the guy who should be next to Torreira is your string puller. Like if if Santi was still around healthy, David Silva type. That's why Fernandinho.
What if
you put in Xhaka? You put in Xhaka. You put in Guendouzi.
Dude, is my thing. He's not.
Yeah, okay, maybe Xhaka is not, but like Zonzi buying a 29-year-old as a shutdown position, he's going to be expensive because he is class. But I think there's a reason you're missing. I don't think all the big clubs are just blindly just using age like 29. Fuck it, we don't do it. Like Real Madrid doesn't sign old D-Meds. Bayern, Juventus, United, Chelsea, Arsenal.
I'm saying they're making a mistake because there's certain guys, especially that position, strikers. I understand.
No. We're talking number 6, bro. Strictly number 6.
And again, like
there's not enough in their legs. Look at Matic at 29 now. Matic at 30 is exhausted.
And if we're talking about like more defensive guys, then the role gets tricky. But I'm telling you, there's like deep lying.
No. Yeah, number 6 is not
where you know what I'm saying? Like there's
look,
guys like that who are deep lying playmakers who you can't sleep on, man. Who at 29 they can do some of the defensive job, but they can also distribute the ball very well for you.
Well, Nzonzi's definitely not that deep line playmaker you're talking about. He's a workhorse. He goes out there, he does his thing, but he's not a workhorse. Listen, man, if as an Arsenal fan, we'll move it along after this. You want your midfield 3. Your midfield 3 of the future is Torreira at the 6, comfy. Guendouzi as the box-to-box guy, because you can definitely play that role. And then Ainsley Maitland-Niles next to him in a 3-man midfield. I'm telling you, that is the future. Now we can move it along.
Quick touch. Cardiff 0, Leicester 1. The gods were looking down on Leicester here, and I felt bad for Cardiff, man, because basically the whole world was kind of hoping Leicester would get a victory here for their late great owner who passed away. I'm sure you guys heard. But Damari Gray, my boy, man, I love this kid. Showing promise. He is up and down, inconsistent, but that's what you get from a kid. But in this game, he nets the winner.
Here's the problem, man. Here's the problem. I just hope he can do this more consistently. Again, this was Leicester's fairy tale continues. This has to be a Hollywood movie at some point in time. I mean, you go from winning the EPL, and then it even has, somewhat of a tragedy. Not somewhat, but
they almost got relegated too. They lost it. They had to fire their manager, who won the league for them. Then the owner dies. Yeah, man.
It's a Hollywood story, man.
For sure, man. It's beautiful.
But it meant you saw how much it meant to the Leicester players at the final whistle. Like, it was too bad they weren't at home, and the next home game is going to be wild. Like, for all the support for the owner that they all loved, and I mean, everyone in the EPL, moments of silence. Everyone had armbands in respect. Yeah. No, Cardiff never stood a chance. Although in theory, they never stood a chance because of the resolve of the Leicester players. But yeah,
Cardiff didn't care though. Cardiff, no mercy.
No, you can't, man. You can't. I mean, this is
Premier League, man. You got to go about business as usual.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even though they didn't care, they got blanked at home. So goes to show you, Cardiff ain't about this life, dude.
Cardiff is they're an 18th, man. I mean,
it's over. It's a wrap.
Pretty much, the dream is done.
Everton 3, Brighton 1. Very proud of these boys, man. Disappointed I dropped Richarlison off my fantasy team, gets himself a brace. This kid is looking more and more real, man. Like, I'm still a little bit iffy about him because he's 21.
The last year, bro. Even though he had a poor second half of the season, he was tired from playing that U23 championship. Fire for Watford.
I just don't know his ascension. Like, is he really?
Dude, he's a wild card.
Gonna be a top player. He's good, man, and he's doing work. He's 21, so for me, I'm going to give him a lot of leeway. I'm going to give him 2 or 3 bad seasons to find himself, blah, blah, blah.
Everton's a perfect club for him right now. It's a perfect platform for him to spring off like Lukaku, score some goals, no pressure, and he's the go-to guy. He's playing number 9. I mean,
he is the club's record signing. He is the guy that is supposed to replace Lukaku. I mean, for Everton, there's pressure from the club, from the fan base. There's definitely a pressure that we can't just ignore. Lindelof let Richarlison come out of his pocket, let him come out of his back pocket so he could come out and play. That's why he scored the brace. Because as we know, Lindelof put him in his back pocket last week.
What did you do with Callum Wilson?
And Seamus Coleman, listen. Seamus Coleman.
With Callum?
We won 3 points. Shout outs to Tony.
All right. Okay.
All right. Anyways, before this man came out, Seamus Coleman scoring his first Premier League goal, excuse my English, since January 2017. Had to do it to a man. Had to do it with the screamer. Had to help the team get the 3 points. Shout out to Seamus.
Back in the days before you got injured, he suffered that horrific leg break. He was doing this on a consistent.
He was
basis.
about the life.
He was like what's his name? Creswell as well. Creswell was also climbing.
Get off Creswell, dude.
Before he got injured, Creswell killed it, bro. Creswell was the fullback.
David Beckham of left backs. He's not.
He was, man.
He's got a good left foot. That's about it, bro.
Dude, he was taking Rose's lunch, bro. Just eating his lunch. Yum, yum, yum.
You sure about that?
Yeah, bro. Cresswell, bro. I'm telling you, he had 2 years where he's fucking popping. He sucked ever since.
Maybe 2 months.
Well,
2 weeks.
Bad.
Jeez. Newcastle 1, Watford 0. Man, my boy Ayoze. 2 guys I really like in this league, man. Obviously, there's more than 2, but these 2, I kind of tie them together. Ayoze Perez and Lanzini at West Ham, dude. These 2 players, I think, are so exciting. At the perfect clubs for him. I don't think, they're going to ascend much higher than they are, but Perez finally back off injury, gets himself a winner. From my boy Key, Tom. Key's out there doing it, dude. Song Young, bro. Let's get it.
Newcastle's first win of the season, by the way. This one.
Against Watford,
relegation.
Hot team.
Of course, Watford will lose to Newcastle, man. I don't understand this league at all. I don't get Newcastle at all. Newcastle makes no sense. You blank Watford. I mean, granted they're at home, but still. I mean, no. Credit to Rafa, dude. I want Newcastle to stay up. They're a great old side for the league. But yeah, there's life yet for the Toon Army, apparently.
Yeah, man. Benitez, I think one of the best managers of our generation, man. I still can't believe we're into the championship and brought this team back up. Like, there's no top managers who are willing to do that, and this dude did it from Real Madrid.
Sucked up his pride, man. He wanted to be the first to ever do it. I got a soft spot for Newcastle, not as much anymore, but when they had Demba Ba, Papi,
yeah, that was quite the combo.
You know what I mean? It's just like I have a special place for Demba Ba, my Muslim brother, my brother, as the Turkish would say. He he broke the hearts of Liverpool fans worldwide when he scored that winner. Demba Ba, Newcastle legend.
Oh, you mean the Gerrard slip?
Yeah, man. Because you got to put it like this, man. Demba Ba still has to take that and score, man. That's clinical right there. That's the difference between Demba Ba and Lukaku.
Always go back, bro. I'm not biting on that one. West Ham 4, Burnley 2. So proud of West Ham for digging themselves out. They had a rough start to the season, but it looks like now they're starting to look like themselves. Burnley's impotent, bro. They need a blue pill. They can't do shit this year. They can't keep the ball out. They can't score.
Arnautovic is a legend, bro. There's no other way to say it. That's 2 shots. That's a beer and a shot, by the way, if you're playing the drinking game. He scores the opener, and then I think he goes to the defender who's just kind of haggling.
Tarkowski.
He goes right out to it. And he's like, I'm in your face.
That was my favorite. I love when professionals, these millionaires, show that emotion, man. He basically ran past Tarkowski, said, "Suck it, bro, suck." Yeah. And it was so obvious. Like, he went running to the right, and I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! I got a message to deliver to Tarkowski." Turns around and runs right by him. Tarkowski just takes it on the chin. I don't understand why. I would have said something else.
It's a goal at that point. What can you do?
Bro, I would have said, wait till the next fucking play. I'm breaking your leg. That's it. Not like, ooh.
You can say what you want, but that's what it is in that moment, man.
And Arnautovic, he's like the guy that's like, I know, like, Al has Palace, Tom has Wolves, Tiki has Spurs. I got West Ham, man, and I love Arnautovic. This guy, I remember when I first started watching him, which is, I think, Van Gaal's first season when he was at Stoke.
Last year?
Pretty sure he scored an absolute banger of a free kick against us. I'm going to completely ignore that point. And I was like, all right, this guy is about this life at the minuscule level, the level of, like, the West Ham.
Nah, bro.
Spurs of the world.
I'm at 10%. You about this life or you're not?
That's it, right?
Big ups to Arnautovic playing that number 9 position and getting in Tarkowski's stage.
He's about that minuscule life, bro.
You like that, right? You're not giving levels to your about this life.
All right, I hear you joking on Arnautovic, bro, but Pipe Anderson, man, this dude came from Lazio, a very competitive team, very prideful team. He's doing it for West Ham, man. I'm finally glad to see his numbers coming through. Got himself a goal here. Could have had a hat trick.
Should have had a hat trick.
Should have had a hat trick.
I knew this dude was getting the ball, man. I had a feeling.
He's so good, man.
It was his press conference when he was like, "Yeah, I want to be like Tevez." Like, he's like, "Yeah, like Tevez. He's the man. He's who I want to be." I was like, "All right, this guy, a little bit higher than minuscule, but he's about this life."
He's just using that word so loosely. Thank you, Tom.
You're not about this life, then, Stacks. 0 for 2, bro. 0 for 2.
And one of the best strikers of all time nets a ball from the bench, coming in like a superhero, beating up on the man who's down. Chicharito out here doing it, bro. What are you talking about? Name me a better striker than Chicharito.
Tripping over the ball, slapping a shot with the weak foot, man. He's
class. He's about this minuscule life, bro.
I love the guy, man, but I don't know what happened to him.
I'm trademarking
Reality happened. He was Solskjaer. Imagine Solskjaer. Remember when Solskjaer would start for United?
Hold on. All he got to Solskjaer, man, was technical. He was gifted with his feet, man. Hernandez he can't dribble. He doesn't really have feet. He's a finisher.
Bro, I think if Chicha had stayed at United, he would have played the Gunnar role. He would have played up, but he would have played off the bench. He had more ambition than that. So he left. And he got exposed, man. He's not a 90-minute striker.
He wasn't part of Van Gaal's plans anyway. You can't just say he had ambition. And he got loaned out to Real Madrid by some miracle. Real Madrid wanted him. They wanted him because of the Mexican fan base that they have. They wanted to sell shirts. Scored a pretty big winner for them against Atletico in the Copa del Rey. I'll never forget that.
That was a great goal.
I will never forget that.
Left foot volley.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was his like only goal that season.
But you give this dude,
And then he went to Leverkusen. He went to Leverkusen like a legend.
He had a good first
struggled.
season. He had a good first year there, double digits. Second year, he had like 9. I think he was single digits. Anyway,
yeah, man. I don't think he's a 90-minute striker on a top team. I think he would have played that role of if he was happy riding the bench, not happy, but like if he was okay, kind of getting games, maybe every 4 or 5 games, getting a game. It would have been great for him because he's clinical off the bench. But starting him, bro, even West Ham tried to give him a shot. That's part of the reason why, a guy like Arnautovic was forced to move up top because they just realized we don't have forwards, man. So I'm happy for him. He scored. I love this dude. I always love this dude. I always support this dude. But to your point out, or to answer your question, I think this is just reality for him, bro. There's no what happened to this dude. It's just he became who he was supposed to be.
Super minuscule level about this life.
Get him loose, bro. All right. Anything else before we go, guys? That wraps it up for Premier League Matchday 11. Thank you for joining us per usual. Anything else, boys?
That's it for me.
Martial scores again. That's it. That's all I got to say.
What'd you say?
Tony Martial has to score again. You know the song? Tony Martial, he came from France. The English press said he had no chance. 50 million down the drain. Tony Martial, he scores again. Ah!